Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Orange Life. Thanks for tuning in. This is Deanna. Thank you to new subscribers and thank you to current subscribers. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everyone has been safe. I hope everyone is starting their new year off on a good note. If anybody wants to tell me what their New Year's resolutions are, trust me, I'm going to read them. I'm going to get to all the comments. I'm going to get on here real quick because the observation board is on fire. It's on fire, y'all. So I had to come on here, even if this is not a long video. I don't know how long I'll be on here, but guess what? We got to talk about this because the observation board, child, we got it together just in enough time. I'm telling you, this is crazy. Let me say this, and then we're going to jump right into the observation board. I'll tell you my New Year's resolution, and then we're going to get into it. My only real New Year's resolution this year is just to lose a few pounds. I'm still, trying to expand my businesses and stuff like that and do that. But see, I was doing that last year. So what I'm doing new this year is I'm going to lose a few pounds because I'm going to Vegas in August, and I'm going to act a fool. I'm going to show my ass, and I don't care. Okay, you only live once. I'm going to go and enjoy myself. I'm going with friends and family. My sister lives in Vegas. My best friend is going, and we're going to show our ass. It's just that simple. So nobody's going to know. It ain't going to be no pictures on social media. We don't do that, or none of that. So, but guess what? I'm going to Vegas to show my ass. Now, I'm supposed to. Listen, you only live once, y'all. Enjoy life. Enjoy it. Um, and in August, I'm going to a conference. It's a conference there, but during the day, I'm gonna be professional in business and act like I got some sense. But at night, I'm showing my ass. Okay, all right. Let's dive right into this observation board. Lord to the Jesus, let's talk about it. I'm gonna start with Teyana Taylor and what's his name, Pierre, whatever his name is. Whatever his first name is. I don't know this man. He's he's an attractive man, but just something about him just never sit right with me. But whatever. Apparently, they split up. Now, come on, you guys, this is surprising. This never seemed like a real relationship to me. It seemed PR because, from what I understand, historically he dated Caucasian women. So, and Teyana just got out of a relationship with her crazy ex husband. And Teyana had like a really rocky relationship with her ex husband. And she went through a lot through the divorce. So, this relationship, whether it was PR or not, it still didn't seem genuine or right to me. It just seems like something to keep her image going because she has projects. I believe those both of these people had projects, and them being together might make it look better. But I never thought that this was like this in love relationship, so it's not surprising to me. So we can take them down off the observation board, and I'm going to put Nikki and Kenneth Petty up because I meant to put them up before, but I forgot in light of what happened recently with me. So I'm going to put Nikki and Kenneth up, and I'm going to pull um, Teyana and Pierre down. Now, let's go to Clarissa and Papoose. Child, child, child. I've been hearing all kinds of rumors, and I'm not saying they're not believable. I'm just saying it's just sad. It's just really sad on so many levels. Because word on the street, now this is the word on the street. I don't know if this is true, and this is what I'm hearing in the YouTube streets and the social media streets. Now I was over there on the Tickety Talks, and I was on YouTube trying to see if I can collaborate if this is true. That Papoose took the money that he made with Clarissa and spent it on Remy Child. They said when Remy Ma bought that fur coat, that Papoose is right there buying it because they said the man whose store it is, they asked him to not to get rid of the camera footage. I don't know who asked him to cut them out of the camera footage, but apparently that man said he ain't cutting out a damn thing because he making money when celebrities come there. So he said he ain't loyal to nobody. He said he ain't loyal. So there is footage of Papoose being in the store with Remy buying this fur coat. Now this is alleged. Now I don't know if this is 100% because we live in the world of AI. Anything is possible. But I'm just saying this is the word on the street. And word on the street is that Papoose is supposed to make either 1.8 or 1.9 million from a deal that Clarissa got, that $8 million deal. So, child, all I got to say is I hope there is somebody in Clarissa's camp, team, family that can hold this girl's hand on her way to the psych hospital because this man is really sticking it to her. And it's sad because I keep saying I believe this woman has a processing issue. And I'm not saying it's an excuse for her behavior. What I'm saying is that I don't think that she's like seeing the magnitude of what's going on. I think she sees things surface wise, but I don't think she sees the magnitude. And this is really sad to watch a man do this to a woman. And I understand Clarissa has her issues. She run her mouth too damn much. You're not supposed to be messing with a married man. I get all that. But it's still, I still have empathy for a woman that's being like really taken advantage of on this level by a man. And it's really sad. And if I was Remy, I don't know if Remy's taking this man back or not. If I was Remy, I wouldn't take him back because of the fact that he would do this to Clarissa. You know, regardless on how you may think he may treat you or how y'all feel about each other, what he's doing to Clarissa, that speaks of this man's character. So I wouldn't want a man that has character like that. Like you have no problems whatsoever using this woman, not only financially but emotionally, because we don't know what he's telling this woman behind the scenes. We don't know. He could be telling this girl, "Oh, well, it's for this or it's for that. I love you. Don't worry about what they saying on the blogs. We gonna be together." You don't know what this man is telling her. And again, I believe Clarissa's believing everything this man is saying. I really do, and it's sad. It's really sad. So, like I said, I hope there's somebody that would hold this girl's hand on the way to the psych hospital because when Papoose gets done with her, or when Clarissa finally figures out, you know what, I'm being used, it's not going to go well. It's not because that girl has a very troubling history, and it's just not going to turn out well. Now, child, I saved the biggest problem for last, and this damn Cardi B and Stefon mess, and this damn lawsuit. Now, how many times is Stefon Diggs gonna be on some damn lawsuits? Because this is like Trey Songz. Like, how many lawsuits we gonna have a month? Like, I'm trying to figure this out. We got two women and a man that got accusations and lawsuits against this man. Now, I'm gonna tell you one thing. This damn chef. Now, I'm not gonna say that. Now, I'll say this. Stefon had no business putting his hands on this woman. Now we're gonna start with that. He had no business touching this woman on any level because he didn't have to. But on the other flip side of it, I believe these two had a relationship because the way those text messages is going, that's not employee employer conversation. And I'm trying to figure out why is she living there. See, there are certain jobs that you can live there and it's justifiable, and that's living maids that are foreign and living babysitters that are foreign. Because a lot of times they come to this country and they really don't have anywhere nice to stay and they want to bring their families over. So it's cheaper for them to live with, wealthy families, stack their money, and bring their people over. I don't see a reason for a young woman of her age to be living as a live in chef. I don't see that when you should be having a life of your own. I can see if you were there maybe 3 to 4 days a week doing meal preps and maybe cooking for special occasions, but to live there day in and day out, and this man just feels comfortable telling you to get out and when you can come in and out of the room, like he told her to get out. And word on the street is, now I don't know, now word on the street is that when he told her to get out, it was because Cardi B and a baby was coming in that room. And that, now I don't know, legend. But and then there's also a rumor that now we don't know which girlfriend this is. Now there was a girlfriend that told the cook, the chef, that you need to, in so many words, shut up because you're messing up the bag. So I don't know. We don't know who that was because there's multiple baby mamas and then there's Cardi. Now this is what I'm gonna say about Cardi. Cardi, it's unfortunate because, like I said, if you go back when Cardi first came out with Bodak Yellow, when she first went mainstream, we saw her on Love and Hip Hop, and she got on my nerves a little bit on Love and Hip Hop. And like I said, I followed Cardi before she got to Love and Hip Hop because my daughter is the one that turned me on to her back when she was stripping and doing lives in her tub and all that kind of stuff. I thought she was very entertaining. I'm gonna say this about Cardi. It saddens me to see where she is now. It saddens me because I thought once she became mainstream that life would be so much better for her. And really, it's not. And what it is that Cardi does everything but get therapy. Everything. Because she wouldn't be in this situation right now if she would have just went to a therapist instead of going over there to Stefon. Because being with him is worse than being with Offset. At least with Offset, he wasn't bringing home no side babies. At least with Offset, he didn't have any allegations against him by multiple people from men and women. So, and I'm not saying she should have stayed with Offset. That's not my point. My point is, if you're going to be taken through it, Offset was better to go through it with than this one here, because this one is really tarnishing your image. Because what it's making it look like is that Cardi knows about this behavior, or she's aware of it and she doesn't care, which makes it look like she's co-signing the behavior. So it's like, whether this is a PR relationship or whatever it is, Cardi could have said no to the choice they had if this was a PR relationship. Because if I had money and I'm in the limelight and they said, well, listen, we want you to start dating Stefan Diggs. No, the hell I ain't. Did you hear what's going on with him? Let's find somebody else. Damn it. I'm not doing that. I'd rather date Saucy Santana before I date him. Are you crazy? It's and we all know we ain't nobody dating Saucy Santana. No woman anyway. So anyway, I've what it is with Cardi is that I've interviewed many women in the sex industry, many women, strippers, 304s, all kinds of women. And Cardi is still that injured young girl. It's still there. Cardi thought that the money, the marriage, and the children would make, in her mind, not us, in her mind, make people think that she was a respectable woman. Cardi is, no matter how much she brags about being a stripper, no woman actually loves being a stripper. Now, do they accept it? Yes. Do they rationalize it in their mind? Yes. Do they make excuses for it? Yes. But they don't actually like it. There's a difference. And Cardi still feels like that girl that won't be accepted because Cardi keeps dealing with low tier men. And it has nothing to do with money. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say low tier men, I'm talking about men like Offset and Stefan. Men that have issues, men that are hypersexual, men that the sexuality is questionable, so men that may or may not be able to be good fathers. Like all of these things are important. And Cardi doesn't feel she's good enough. She doesn't feel she's good enough. It's just that simple. I see it all over because I see it all the time. Because Cardi always feels as though she has to explain herself. The last time she went on social media, she was saying, "What y'all want me to do? The baby already here. What you want me to put him back up there?" She's trying to justify her decisions, which shows us that she does feel something about what's going on. And it's really sad. And that if Cardi doesn't get a hold of her mental health, I mean, really, her career is going to be over in the next, I'm going to say, 3 to 5 years, if it even lasts that long, because she's going to spiral. She's going to spiral. Culture is how old now? 8, maybe 7, something like that. 6, 7, between 6 and 8. Another 5 years, Culture's going to be pushing, the double numbers, and she's going to be more aware. She's going to be more aware of the internet, and she's going to have questions. Like, what's that? One of them Kardashian boys asked about the Kim. What was that boy? Chicago. One of them children asked about his mama online. And see, y'all got to explain this stuff to these kids. So I think that until Cardi gets some real help, and like she needs to sit it out, because she even said herself before she started seeing Stefan, she was saying how depressed she was and how she didn't want to go out and how her friends had to make her go out. And that's when she should have started going to therapy. That's when she should have started to go then, because she can't make good decisions. Why would you date a man? Did it ever occur? You got a team. You could have had your team, you could have made one phone call and say, listen, do some background on Stefon Diggs to see, what's going on with him. Does he have any children, baby mamas, this and that? You would have saw that there was, stuff going on with him that didn't sit right. But you didn't do that. You just, and again, it's a twofold thing to this. What I believe with Cardi is I think that Cardi was so depressed and so low. I think she think being with Stefon said she wanted to feel. She wanted to feel something. But what we don't understand as women, some and not just women, just overall, sometimes you have to go through the pain to get to the other side. Ignoring it or using things that could make it worse, like substances, alcohol, sex, you know, it's not going to make it doesn't make it go away. All it does is bury it temporarily. And then it's going to resurface into something else and resurface into something else and resurface into something else until you're out of control. And then you're going to wind up crashing out in the worst way and at the wrong time in your life. And this is what's going on. Cardi just had a crash out about Offset. So I'm sure behind the scenes she's crashing out again because she just had a baby by a man that has these DV accusations, essay accusations against a man. All this stuff just keeps coming up. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good as a woman because as a woman, you can't publicly come out and say, oh, yeah, I stand with him and this and that. You can't do that because if this man is getting charges pressed against him. Now, because he's a high profile athlete, the football organization is doing their little things behind the scenes to try to make this not as big a deal as it is. I think they're trying to settle financially quietly, and then the public will just forget about it because we have the attention span of a fruit fly. As a whole, Americans we do, and that's what they're hoping, and then they can continue on doing what they're doing. But this is not a good look for Cardi. And what's going to happen is, sure, we'll forget about it. We'll move on to the next couple or whatever because Ashanti's pregnant again, so we're going to deal with that, in a few months. But Cardi's going to one is going to come back to this internet, and we're going to see something that we're not going to like, and it's going to be a direct result of what's going on right now. If she doesn't get a handle on her mental health and start dealing with her mental health, what she needs to do is concentrate on her career. Stop worrying about these men. Stop worrying about that. Worry about herself and her children and her career right now. That's what she needs to do. That's what she needs to do overall. So we'll see what happens because Lord knows this observation board has been activated, child. Now I didn't plan to be on here that long because it's New Year's Day, and I got, I'm still dealing with some stuff, myself. But I just wanted to get up here and talk about this because the activation board is on fire right now. We got 3 couples. Now, when I come back, I'm gonna come back with an updated observation board because I gotta put Nikki and Kenny up there. And if you guys have any more suggestions, I'll look at it for other people because I'm gonna redo the board. But I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. The links below for therapy to call and my menu. I got a chicken and a turkey menu thing too, and my beginner's guide to crypto. And I'm telling you, I didn't forget about y'all guys. I'm telling you, I'm gonna surprise you. You'll see. And because there's some stuff happening, y'all. Oh yes, it's some stuff happening in the crypto world. And like I said, if you don't want to buy my beginner's guide to crypto and get that along with the other information I'm gonna give you for free, then start listening on YouTube because it's coming. It is definitely coming. Trump has already signed laws. See, this is how you know it's coming. There's already laws in place. There's already there's certain cryptos that are already backed by the government. So it's like it's coming. So it might not be coming today or tomorrow, but what it is, you need to understand what it is, get in on the ground floor, and learn about this blockchain so that you don't get robbed. Because trust me, the banks is waiting for you to be dumb. All right, let me get out of here. You guys take care, and I'll be back soon.